I am a huge supporter of the Common Core. I try to be very pragmatic about my job, and I am in the trenches living this thing every day. And for the life of me, I cannot understand why anyone out there doesn't want the United States of America to be internationally competitive around the world. The countries that outperform the United States of America on those international tests, they have common standards that everyone in that nation works toward. You take a look at Finland and Singapore, which are the darlings of the international testing community. They tend to be number one, number two almost every year when those tests come out. They have a common set of standards. No one, just like Carolyn said, no one goes to those individual school districts and says, here's how you have to teach. But they say, these are the standards you will teach to. Now, why in the world would we want in the United States of America to have 50 states doing 50 different things? I've never understood that. I do understand the whole idea behind local control. And I do believe the local school board should control various aspects of what's being taught and how we're teaching things in the school districts and so forth. But why we don't all want to work to a common set of standards that's going to allow our students to be internationally competitive, I just don't understand that thinking. I think it would be extraordinarily unfortunate if the Common Core is put on hold at the state level. The United States does not perform as poorly on the international test as some people may have you believe. Now, there's something out there called the TIMSS test, Trends in International Math and Science Test. Actually, the United States does fairly well on that. We're in the top quartile of all the international countries that take that test. And that test is a criterion-based test, or it's a test based on the curriculum that's actually taught in the schools in math and science. And since No Child Left Behind came into place around 2001, 2002, public schools in this nation have become better at what they do with the curriculum. That test measures what we do with the curriculum. Now, the test that has become the international darling in recent years is something called the PISA exam, the Program for International Student Assessment. That's where the United States does not perform well. That's where you hear rankings like 25th in reading and 32nd in mathematics. That's because that test asks students to do something very different than the TIMSS test does. It's not a curriculum-based test. It's a thinking test. It's a test that asks students to apply their knowledge to new and novel situations. It's the problem solving, the creativity that they're trying to measure with that test. And that's where we do not perform well as a nation. So consequently, one of the things that the Common Core is trying to do is to promote more strategic thinking, more extended thinking, more problem solving. And that will allow our students to perform better on the PISA exam. And that is a direction this country needs to go with its curriculum in the schools throughout America.